Hi viewers, this is Dave Epstein coming to you from the Post-Pollock firm here in Roseland, New Jersey. Today to talk to you about the perils of streaming and where this whole streaming world is taking us. This is a story that's out of, I believe, the Netherlands. It involves a very well-known streamer who apparently has run into trouble before, but this one's very disturbing. Let's watch a video. I'm using a video from the August the Duck YouTube channel. I would just use usually I would use a live news report if I could, but everything's in Dutch, so it's hard to understand everything that's going on, or it's dubbed. Let's watch this.
Well, guys, it happened. It finally fucking happened. Something that people have been saying will happen for years, something that people have been warning social media companies about for a decade, something that was entirely preventable, but now it's too late. The jokes about how one day we're gonna see social media pranks devolve into people just like murdering other people are no longer jokes. It's just happening now. A YouTube prankster whose channel name is Rouandyt was doing a live stream where if you donated, you could tell him somebody to prank call and you could make up the story. Eventually, he gets a €5 donation, and the person who donated tells him to prank call somebody that he describes as somebody's unstable nephew. The YouTuber calls him, they get into it, and the two agree to meet each other on a specific bridge. Obviously, the YouTuber doesn't actually go, but the guy he called does. He sees a group of 3 teenagers on the bridge, and he opens fire on them, killing 2 of them. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, this is probably the worst thing I've ever heard about happening in relation to a prank. Not even just like a social media prank, a YouTube prank, just a prank in general. And like, it's one of those things that is kind of difficult to form a full opinion on, at least as it stands right now. I'm sure a lot of you are going to be of the opinion that the full blame cannot be placed on the prankster. And like, yeah, obviously I would agree. If somebody is a prank call away from trying to murder multiple people, they were probably going to be set off eventually at some point anyway.
All right. So, folks, again, this is in Netherlands. I'm not an attorney in the Netherlands, but it would be very difficult to prosecute this guy in the United States because all he did was a prank. He did not put these people up to, or this guy up to killing anybody. But you have to know that when you're dealing with that many people, and this guy has apparently millions of followers or hundreds of thousands, I didn't check the full amount, and you set up these situations which are likely to become confrontational, embarrassing, humiliating, infuriating, whatever it is, bad things are going to happen. Now, there's a difference nowadays. I mean, I remember when Jerry Springer was on the air, God rest his soul, Jerry Springer had an incident where there were guests, there was some kind of confrontation about, I can't remember what exactly it was about, but one of the guests ended up going later after the show and killing the other 1 or 2 of them. There was a lawsuit. The suit was eventually dismissed because they said he didn't put them up to this. But if you have any kind of conscience, it has to weigh on you that somebody committed a murder or killed themselves over your little stunt. And that was on the Jerry Springer show, which had a big viewership. But nowadays, everybody is Jerry Springer in their minds. Everybody's on film. Everybody, all they're concerned about is how they're going to look on film, what they're going to do on film. Then you get a lot of these streamers who think, oh, I'm going to do some funny things. My mom used to say it's all fun and games until you get your eye gets poked out. Well, in this case, it's all fun and games until 2 people, 3 people get shot on a bridge. So the question again is, can you control that? I don't know. But what is happening is that this constant streaming and these constant pranks and the fact that people feed into them and encourage this. And then you have copycats. I'm sure this guy saw a share of prankster, streamer, whatever videos before he started doing this. Everybody wants to be a star now. And the problem is a lot of these activities tend to get people riled up. Listen, nobody wants to be made a fool of. Nobody wants anybody playing jokes on them. And we all have different sensibilities, and some people do not take lightly to this and may even resort to real violence. And that's what happened here. We had a guy, 2 people got shot dead. I guess it was Amsterdam. Looks like Dutch writing on there too. Again, parents, watch what your kids are watching. Those of you who are considering doing this, consider the consequences. Even if you're not necessarily going to be charged criminally, well, you could end up getting sued. I wouldn't want those lives on my conscience. And I don't know who this guy is or whether he has a conscience about it, but these are the things, the pieces, the parts that you set into motion. And sometimes those parts all come together for some really horrific results, like a double homicide. In any event, folks, I hope you learned something from this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next time. This is Dave Epstein signing off for Post Pollock. Please hit like, subscribe, and please leave your comments. Always love to see what you have to say about us. Take care.